So you stole my ones.
No, those are mine.
Those aren't yours.
They are mine.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Lies.
You gave them to me.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to explain what that's for?
Fire.
Okay, so we are going to set up the test bench for hopefully the stream that will have already happened. This is Joe Stepongzi, aka Bearded Hardware. We're doing an overclocking stream with the 9800X3D, which is the new top gaming
AMD
chip. Yep. And we need to set up and prep. So results will already be done. I guess I'll probably recap them in this video or something. I don't know what the plan is for this, but it'll be fun. We're going to set up a machine for liquid nitrogen overclocking. You'll get to see all the behind the scenes of how this happens. When did we start working together? 9900K, you said?
Yeah, it was 9900K. What is that?
Before that, this video is brought to you by Thermaltake and the Tower 600 case. The Tower 600 is a vertical case design with Thermaltake's unique showcase presentation, which stands out further with its separate chassis stand kit that rotates the case for an angled showpiece. The Tower 600 is heavily ventilated around the sides, has a ton of radiator support including up to 420mm solutions, and offers 2 GPU mounting options for display and cooling optimization. It also comes in colors not commonly seen in cases. Learn more about the Tower 600 at the link in the description below. Do you want to just get the CPU socketed and boot it and we can flash it and stuff?
Yeah, let's boot it up before I
We might want to
mess
socket
up the board.
Right.
No, I've learned this lesson many times. So before you start insulating a board, you want to check it. Make sure it works.
That makes sense.
Because otherwise, if you insulate it and it doesn't work, you don't know if it was you or the board was bad.
Right.
And I've done both.
That's a nice tank. We finally got
better.
We finally got a good one, Joe.
Yeah, we've had like years of crappy tanks. And that's kind of made it like hard to do liquid nitrogen stuff too.
All right, basics on liquid nitrogen. So there's some safety stuff. If you do this at home, go study it. So quick stuff. People regularly comment about safety with this, which I think comes from a good place of they're like, hey,
mean as well.
You know, be careful. Probably talk about the displacement of oxygen and the sort of local atmosphere of the room. So nitrogen will, as I understand it, take the place of oxygen if you're in like a really cramped quarters doing this stuff. And in our situation, we have, can we get a wide shot? We have a massive room.
Yeah,
and we've got.
It's more if like you're in a closet doing it.
Yeah.
Which I don't
and
know.
You've been in some pretty cramped spaces for this. So.
Well, the Gigabyte OC lab, I remember, like was probably like from here to there, like that part of the room, and we had like 7 or 8 liquid nitrogen tanks in there. So you imagine how much liquid nitrogen was in there.
And then the other thing too is active ventilation basically makes it fine. So, anyway, active ventilation as large a space as possible, and then. Contact. People like to ask about gloves. We've done this discussion so much, but it's been years. So
yeah, the gloves are not really the best idea because. Do you have a glove?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
The glove is already the size of your hands, so.
Yeah, the gloves. I don't know. From pouring everything, they almost kind of like get in the way more than they actually like help. And what can happen is if you get liquid nitrogen in the glove, then you're gonna get in a lot of. These actually don't even fit. There we go.
The liquid nitrogen in the glove or like in a sock or something, anything like that.
If you have like a sweatshirt on or something and the liquid nitrogen soaks, it can turn to like, ice.
Liquid nitrogen, we probably have enough to do a quick demo. I will take a glove for this. So this is, why would I'm not even going to engage with you. There's no chance.
Here you go.
The only time I'll really use one is really the same time I might, that I might use a, you just use a towel or something too, but. Yeah, so these are cryo gloves. You can see this is completely frosted over. And liquid nitrogen is negative 190, is it 6 or 8?
96.
196.1 or something degrees Celsius, If you were to grab this hose to pull it out.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's gonna freeze to your hand, basically.
And it burns, right? It
Yeah,
feels like burning.
it's basically if you burn yourself with fire, it's the same feeling.
Yeah. You want to do the demo?
Yeah, it's bored on me. See? Doesn't do anything. Now the trick is well, not the trick, but what you want to stay away from is being soaked in it. It's like water. Yeah. So as long as you're drizzling water, drizzling liquid nitrogen, it's not going to matter as much.
Yeah, and
but if you soak, yeah, with this I would take that off because that would freeze and then that would cause a burn.
So yeah, light and frost effect, it will basically roll off the skin.
You see nothing. There's no.
Would definitely not advise doing that on purpose. We do it for demonstration purposes.
Yeah, just to show that, a lot of people, there's a misnomer where people think that as soon as it touches you, it's going to freeze you, and that's not the case. It's really more if it soaks you, then it will freeze you.
So that's the liquid nitrogen side of things. The quick terminology, this is a doer. Behind it is just the tank. That's a 180-liter tank. Yep. It used to be about $1 a liter, so a 180-liter tank would be like $180. I think these days it's probably closer to that tank. I think is going to cost me closer to like $250, $300.
No, I used to pay around $200.
So that's kind of the basics on the LN2 side. There's a transfer hose in between. Those are actually pretty expensive to get, the transfer hoses.
Yeah, the transfer hoses are probably the most expensive, I think.
They're
out of all of them, it's really as much as the doer.
Then the rest of the tools, it's a computer. Power supply, you want to come pick one out with me?
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to pick.
Do you want one that explodes or one that doesn't explode?
Yeah, we try to not explode. But
okay.
It depends on, we are supposed to entertain, right? Yeah, let's not do that one.
No, not that one.
Seasonics always usually make it decent, but I don't know if they have a low OCP.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
A little bit bigger.
Let's go. I have a 1600 watt one in the testing room.
Yeah, I think that might be the best. That way we're overpowered, not underpowered. That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, an AX1600i would be fine. As long as you got some.
Does trip, but I don't think we're gonna hit it.
I don't think we should hit it.
It's like.
Look, it even has your name on it.
Yeah. It's because people kept taking my power supply.
Andrew, stop taking his power supplies.
Do you want to explain the OCP problem?
Overcurrent protection?
Yeah.
So what happens is on certain rails, they'll have a current protection where if you go over a certain amount of current, it shuts off. So we want to try to combat against that.
It's a protection mechanism.
Yeah, it's basically
that we don't want.
Well, there's ways to get around it too. A lot of it you can do based upon cabling. So if you split up the cable rails, so if you have two rails maybe going into, or two cables going into one, that will then show half on each connector. So, ooh, this is the CPU room.
Welcome to my CPU emporium.
We need to raid this one. Can we raid and pillage the CPU room?
So we'll just grab like a 7600.
Yeah, just grab something. Whatever's gonna be supported for that board on release is the key.
That'll work.
Don't want to leave.
Bye, Joe. That takes a long time to fill. All right, we need a monitor, keyboard, mouse. I can go grab that stuff. Actually, this is what we want. Oh, I'm allergic to Asus. That's a nasty feeling mouse. Careful not to trip, Andrew.
Do you want to take all that crap off?
You mean the armor?
Yeah. Too much of it. I should have brought a heater.
Heater? I have one. Socket heater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is it has to be AMD. So,
sure I have
do you have
some.
Vince's?
I do have Vince's.
Vince's will work.
KPX.
You still have this.
It's in the OC drawer.
Nice. So true. No, put it back. Oh, so you stole my ones.
No, those are mine.
Those aren't yours.
They are mine.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Lies.
You gave them to me.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe. Oh, the torch.
Scalpel. Do you want to explain what that's for?
Fire. Yeah. No, it's to torch the pot. Basically, when you want to heat it up, we gotta use the gas. And then Steve always likes to turn it off on me. Safety. Do you have? So Elmore used to So like a thermal big pad.
I do have that.
Yeah, I need something to like transfer the heat
Okay.
into here. And I think this might actually work better. What we'll do is we'll do this. And then I think what we'll do is we'll sandwich that this behind this to heat it up. And that should give us a longer benching time. All right, we got too much clutter. I guess we can use this one. Whoops. I blame Steve. Shouldn't have put that there. And all the heat goes into the pot.
If your beard gets long enough, can you sort of like,
Go like this?
to kind of like make a face shield, like if it's really cold or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
Yeah, I got yelled at.
I guess, Andrew, you want to come with me? We'll go shopping for stuff for Joe.
Yeah, Joe's not allowed to go.
You can.
Gonna break stuff.
So that's a thermocouple meter. This is one of Vince's thermocouples where they are very large. They're pretty fat solutions. But he wants something a little easier to work with, I think. So we're looking for one from Elmore, which would be this. Do you need any SATA cables, Andrew?
That's exactly what I want.
Patrick found it. Do you know where it was?
No.
It was on the stuff that we overclocked last time 2 years ago.
That's
Actually, it
funny.
might have been on the stuff we overclocked 3 years ago.
So I think this was mine then.
No,
Yeah.
that is mine.
No, it's mine.
Why? Why you're like,
Steve's stealing my shirt.
no.
I think this
You're
is
gonna
mine.
walk out of here with like $1,000 of LN2 stuff I bought.
No, I need a GPU as well. GPU.
I don't have any
GPU.
GPUs. I think this might be yours
Everything's mine.
that you left here last time.
Yeah, that's the colorful one.
Yes.
Yeah, the one that we couldn't think of earlier.
If it's yours, then you'll remember the serial number. Here's a meter, Dr. Stepongzi. I believe you ordered a thermocouple.
See if your temp meter runs.
You
Might
push
run
the power button.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Really? Thought it would be more complicated.
That looks really good, the LN2 setup. Like, I haven't actually configured his pots in a while. As much as this card is like an absolutely terrible purchase for gamers,
good for this.
I use them all the time for this, yeah.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff.
The tank fill already, the doer?
Oh, you might need to fill it up a little bit more. I don't know. It was kind of leaking from the top, so I don't know how close it was.
Just a lot of training. You put the 7600 in?
Yeah, the one you gave me.
Yeah. And remember, if you kill this board, we have to use Gigabyte. It's trying. 98.
Oh, it didn't move?
Oh,
Should be temp. Temp's over here. It's 27.
'96 or D6.
No graphics, I think.
Did you hit a CMOS clear? Or
Let me make sure I did the right one.
try booting it. So there's this special feature where this thing
Was it not
needs
connected?
to be engaged,
Was it not connected?
and if it's not,
You ass.
well, do you want to see? There's
Yeah, I
there's a
like
switch.
I want to see.
You don't believe me? This right here. This is that's the special feature.
That's the special feature.
Yep.
It wasn't installed, was it?
That's the special feature. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
poking at you from over here.
Yeah. Just trying to build a base.
This is also protect from insulation. I mean,
Well, it's a little bit of both. We'll do insulation, but it will also we'll keep the board balanced too, because GPU is gonna make it heavy. Perfect. Do we pull all the crap off the board? Usually what I do is just heat it up. Now it's more manageable. Otherwise it like sticks to the brush. Really you want to get closest to the CPU because that's where the coldest is going to be. Alright, now the next step is I need to get the big chip in there. Tell how heavy it is. Helps to melt the base. You can also burn yourself. So yeah, that looks pretty good for now. Let's just put some foam in other spots. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. So if you can pick the pot up, you know it's pretty good too. Guess we test to make sure it's working. See this puppy blow up. Ready? You ready for it? You ready? Looks good. All right, so that's the first part. Next part is what? We got a GPU.
Bench looks pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of reorged the foam so that we have a nice base.
No, it looks nice. I looked at it and I was like, man, this is the nicest, like this is actually the nicest LM2OC setup we've ever had on this table.
Yeah,
it is
for sure.
Very cleanly managed and it looks good. So you want to walk through what
Yeah,
you did?
so what I ended up doing was cutting up the pieces of foam because we wanted a heater because with liquid nitrogen, you want to kind of combat the cold getting to the board. So what I wanted to do is insulate the board as much as possible. So I had 2 layers of foam that would adjust so that way the motherboard wouldn't be like flexing. Mm-hmm. So that way, because we're going to use a good graphics card, so we want to be able to keep it balanced so that way the pot's not leaning any which way.
This is the heater. So
Yep.
he's talking about how the heater itself, it sticks onto the back of the CPU socket. It's in here. And so you've got this big, like, I don't know, it's like almost half an inch thick piece of metal and plastic. So,
Yeah.
So the foam helps counter that. The foam also does something else, though.
Well, we'll insulate as well. So basically, we Vaseline the bottom of the board and then sandwiched it with the foam. So basically, it will create, like, there's no air that will get in for the most part, because we had to adjust for the heater itself. It's like a back plate. It's like this big. So basically, it goes all the way around it. So we were a little limited on foam, and you don't really want to cut it out. So what I did is I cut it out pieces and then taped them each around each other. And then just made it so that way everything is nice and balanced and straight, and that way when you're mounting anything with the pot, it's not getting crooked. Or the VRM can pretty much cool itself for the most part.
Yeah.
Like the cold from the CPU pot itself should be able to keep it cool enough to handle what we're gonna throw at it. So there's Vaseline on here, all between the CPU underneath.
That's also insulation.
Yep. Basically, it insulates the water from reaching to any of the circuitry, so that way, it doesn't short.
Yeah.
So.
This is an Elmore KTH. We use these a lot these days. This is a login thermocouple reader, and it'll spit out. Technically, it'll run ambient through this extra probe I've got.
Yeah, the top
here.
one, the top temperature is ambient. The bottom temperature is the CPU pot.
Yeah, so that's the liquid nitrogen pot. So this is going into the underside of the pot.
Yeah, if you look at, basically, this is another version of the pot. This is like a newer version of it.
Every time you say the pot, I think of the Tool song.
Right.
Well, also the CPU temperature sensing breaks below a certain temperature, so it won't be reliable anyway.
Yeah, that's why we have to have it on the pot.
Yeah. 4090 Neptune on here. It's a water-cooled GPU. For Stellaris, we're going to run Stellaris CPU benchmarking simulation time. It's really not GPU dependent, but this will help make sure we don't run into a GPU problem. Let's get the system booted and do a quick demo just before we do the stream. This will also be our last chance to make sure it's all working.
Good shit for the most part. I've been running it the whole day ever since last night.
Yeah.
Pretty good. We were doing some pretty decent runs.
So we're going to run Ryzen Master for most of this.
Right now we're just at basically a stock 5 gigahertz, 8 cores, 16 threads.
Let's do a test run with some baseline.
What, of Stellaris?
Yeah.
We're done. Hold on.
This is basically simulating on the CPU in the game Stellaris, which is a 4X space strategy game. And the number to beat is 25.8. That's the stock speed of the CPU under a liquid cooler. And so it's going to pop up a screen in a second here, yeah.
25157.
So it's already better than the 25.8.
Yeah, and we're at pretty much a couple CPU multis down from stock, and then memory pushed up.
Yeah.
So it is helping. Memory is helping a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too crazy, but.
And I think we'll eventually run out of, like the cache will help make up for a lot of the memory
Oh, yeah,
settings,
yeah.
but
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, you eventually run out of runway. So that's a great run. That's like really promising.
I want to try to hit under 20 seconds, and I'm hoping, you know.
Under 20 is very aggressive.
Yeah.
That would be like
I have a feeling we could do it, though.
improvement.
I have a feeling we could do it.
Okay.
So,
I don't know.
I don't know. I like it.
I don't know about under 20.
You can give me a task, we're going to break it. That's just how we roll.
I think I would be pretty happy to see like a 21 something. Basically anything under 22.0 would be a great score.
Under 20.
Even 22 is great.
Under 20.
Okay.
We're going to do under 20.
I'm trying to temper the expectation, and you're
No,
trying
we're
to
gonna
set
do
something
under 20.
impossible to achieve.
No, we'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
What are you shooting for temperature on the probe during the stream?
I'm going to start off at probably minus 50, because that's kind of where I've left off, and then probably just kind of bring it down to minus 100 until we can go colder and colder.
Okay.
So it might be that, like, you know, we can go even colder than minus 100. So.
Right.
But it's to see. I don't know. I haven't really tested, like, what is the cold bug. So we're going to find out on stream.
Okay, so we're going to jump into the stream. Hopefully it goes as smoothly as it can, but
Hopefully.
part of the fun with this is it doesn't really matter.
It's true.
Like, it's
true.
fun whether it goes smoothly or not. So
It's enjoyable.
we'll jump over to that. You're going to get a sequence of some of the highlights, which haven't happened yet for us. Hopefully there are highlights, and then we'll do the conclusion.
And boom.
Commenter's asking if I hate AMD, and I mean, obviously, yes. That's why we are featuring it prominently in this stream.
Yeah.
What is the E?
So our base is almost 25.
That's actually.
Pretty good. You want to try?
You want to just start clocking it?
Why not?
You want to get a 5.2 run in?
I'm gonna do 5.3.
Okay.
Just because I said it. Oh, so we got 23,934.
Oh, sick. That's actually great.
Yeah, what we'll do is jump up a little bit more. Okay, 22,656.
That's huge.
What?
The writing. Where'd you learn how to do that?
I don't know how to write. I don't know how to read either. So we're gonna go up. I want to try to run the matchable 6 gig.
Wow.
21,451.
This is like crazy gains. What have I tuned into? Someone asks. This is we're cooking.
Right. So we're gonna start just doing R23 for a little bit.
All right. What were your settings?
5.3 at 1.4 volt. Getting low on LN2 there, buddy.
Are you? Okay.
Ooh, 27,036. Like, we're already failing, so it's probably like the mount is done.
What are you setting?
I'm changing it to just so it's only 8 cores, 8 threads. Dude.
Oh wow! What the? Andrew, get a close up. We need to save it forever.
19.992.
That's insane.
I knew it.
What the hell happened? Bill says 1.52 is the limit if LN2 mode's not enabled.
It is enabled.
Turn on LN2 mode in Ryzen Master.
Oh, there's an LN2 mode in Ryzen.
This is what I was saying at the beginning about the blue screen finally.
Let's see, but I'm at minus 140 now.
Wow.
So 27,059, but we're at like 1.65 voltage.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna try minus 150. I think that might have failed.
This it's fine.
Yeah, it's done.
This comment. Are these guys cooking meth? Question mark.
1899.
Wow. Cool.
I want to put this one up.
All right, go for it.
1699. Wow, it's starting to write like you.
Like this
pretty
CPU is
impressive.
insane. Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, so we just finished the stream, and it worked out actually extremely well.
Yeah.
Quick rundown is for Stellaris, which is a time-based benchmark. Lower is better. 360 AIO before the stream, it was 25.8 seconds. That was our previous top score. Did a couple runs in here at varying temperatures. Down here, this is where I was worried we might get stuck, but I was happy we at least hit the number I was hoping for.
Yeah, under 21.
Yeah, so we did 21. You got 035 at a 60 multiplier at 1.4 volts, minus 110 degrees Celsius.
Yep.
Which is a huge improvement already on
Oh,
25.8.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you look here, we basically went from 6.1 with, what, 16 thread?
Yeah.
And down to the 8 cores and just pushing, if you look at 5.9, 19.992. It also had a lot to do with voltages, too. And as soon as you go down and put the proper voltage, you notice it goes down more. So it's more of like a voltage per clock. So
It's like a stability thing, I guess.
yeah. Like, because you can have a variance of voltage you could use, but some are going to be better performance. It's like that mem strap thing that we kept on
For
talking
GPUs.
about.
Yeah. So, yeah, the long story short, skipping a lot of this, you got this one down to minus 120 degrees Celsius, which was great, and turned SMT off. 6.2 gigahertz, 1.6 volts, 18.99.
Yeah, I was pretty excited when that one came out.
Actually insane.
Yeah.
We ended up with, if you do time reduction as a percentage, so percent lower time from baseline, it was about 26% reduction in time required, would be the way to phrase that. And then you convert all the simulations per hour to make it bigger bar better, so positives better. It is a 35.9% improvement in
Pretty good.
simulations per hour. It's insane. The prep time was like maybe 12 hours or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And so you get a limited range of what you can really mess with. So yeah, that was SMT off. Joe was able to get higher clocks on fewer cores, which this Stellaris is pretty heavy on fewer threads. So then R23 did at the end too. Ended up with about a 17.9% improvement.
Well, that's where we can get into the, the LN2 mode that we
Yeah,
had.
go for it.
Yeah, so we didn't realize that, so on the board, there's a jumper for LN2 mode.
Let's come around
Yeah,
here.
and if you see, it's right here. It's hard to see. This one right here, you basically put it up, and then I'm going to put it in non-LN2 mode. So going to the right, now it's not in LN2 mode, but this one goes to the right is in LN2 mode. So we were doing that, but we were still seeing some issues like where it wasn't actually going into LN2 mode. So then what we had to do is we had to go in the BIOS and then force it to go into LN2 mode. And then all of a sudden we could actually push more voltage.
So it's like a two-step process.
Yeah, like usually it's always been one, but somehow I guess there's another extra step that we didn't know about. So once we figured that out, I was able to start pushing the voltages, and that's where like R23 helped out a lot, because you could see like we were at 1.4 for a while, and then you notice here when we had 165, and I was just powering the voltage up, just probably not the best voltage to use, but it was at least stable to get us a 6.1 run.
And I'll give credit to chat too, because chat ultimately is the one that was like, check BIOS for LN2 mode.
Yeah.
Really fun, awesome result. The 18.99 was totally unexpected. If anyone has questions about that stuff, check out the stream archive.
Yeah.
And ton of fun. Yeah, I don't know. We got to do this again for the maybe it doesn't exist 9950 XCD. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. A lot of fun.
Pleasure as always.
Yeah. Check them out, Bearded Hardware or Bearded HW on Twitter.
Bearded HW on Twitter, Bearded Hardware on YouTube, and we're going to start bringing it back again. Start having some fun, doing some more stuff, RC cars,
Yeah, you have a lot of cool hobbies.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff ever since I got my warehouse. I basically kind of started working on more car stuff, boat stuff. I got, to be honest, too much stuff.
A lot of car stuff.
Yeah,
so
car
you're
stuff.
Interested in that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring us back some PC stuff too, as well, because I didn't realize how much I missed it until we do this.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun.
It always reinvigorates you every time we do it. So
I'd forgotten the fun of doing these OC streams. So thanks everyone for watching. Check out the archive if you want more. And great result, and went actually very smoothly, all things considered. So
yeah, it was fun. I
we
think it
will
was a good stream.
see you all next time.